Meet Honda's Jazz Hybrid, a new petrol-electric variant which has finally been added to the Jazz lineup more than 4 years into the current generation's model life, and at $22,990 it's currently the cheapest car in Australia to wear a hybrid badge. To look at, the Jazz Hybrid could hardly be accused of wearing its hybrid heart on its sleeve, and can only be picked from an entry $15,990 Jazz Vibe by its hybrid badges, clear taillights, chrome rear trim and blue tinted headlights and grille. Our Colgate White example was wearing not so subtle extra badging just to remind us of what's under the bonnet. Unsurprisingly, the Jazz Hybrid now sits atop the local lineup, some $2,250 higher than the next in-line Jazz Vibe S. But is it worth the extra investment? Appearance-wise, the Hybrid lacks the Vibe S's more aggressive body kit and larger 16-inch wheels, and more closely resembles the entry Vibe. For some reason, the Hybrid is the only Jazz without a leather steering wheel, and even more intriguingly, it's the only Jazz with drum rear brakes. Also, the fact that the Hybrid stores its battery pack underneath the boot floor means that there's 114 litres less cargo space with the seats up. However, fortunately, the Jazz's renowned 18-way adjustable rear seats remain unaffected. Aside from all this, the Hybrid matches the Vibe S with most mod cons, including climate control, USB connectivity, Bluetooth telephony and a 5-star Ancap rating. It does lack the big multimedia screen and Bluetooth audio of more modern designs, however. Aside from other Jazzes, the Jazz Hybrid's closest competition is Toyota's Hybrid Prius C, which starts at just $1,000 more. The Jazz Hybrid's all-important combined fuel figure of 4.5 litres per 100 kilometres is 0.6 more than the Prius C, despite the Jazz's 72 kilowatt 167 Newton metre outputs and 1148 kilo weight being a near match for the Prius C. The Jazz's 10 kilowatt electric motor contributes 14% to its total output. The Prius C uses a 45 kilowatt electric motor, which is responsible for 61% of its combined output. More electric power equals less petrol. There you go. The Jazz Hybrid's fuel consumption is still more than 2 litres per 100 better than any other automatic Jazz, and offers better off-the-mark performance to boot. Around town, the Hybrid's low-down torque delivery means there's rarely much noise coming from under the bonnet. And like other hybrids, the Jazz's petrol engine cuts out when coasting or stationary to save fuel. Once speeds climb above about 80, or a few more kilowatts are required, the Jazz's little 1.3 litre petrol engine tends to rev a bit. It's at this point also that you get a bit more characteristic buzzing from the Jazz's CVT Auto too. Still, it does a good job with its relatively meagre outputs. The Jazz Hybrid is hardly intended to deliver hot hatch thrills, but when you're out the sticks there's little to complain about from a handling perspective. The steering is best described as numb, thanks to its electric assistance, but it's nice and light at low speeds for tight parking manoeuvres. One unexpected benefit of the hybrid drivetrain is the improved ride thanks to 50 odd kilos of battery located behind the rear axle, making for an overall more planted feel than most light hatches. So, is Australia's cheapest hybrid any good? You wouldn't buy it over a petrol Jazz on pure economic terms. With petrol at about $1.50 a litre, it would actually take you about 68,000 kilometres to balance out the hybrid's extra price over a petrol Vibe S. But the hybrid is a pretty handy tool in congested areas with plenty of grunt where you need it. There's plenty of room inside for 4 adults, and you can't beat the practicality of those folding rear seats. The Jazz Hybrid may not be a great car, but it's a pretty good one.